Hey guys, I made another quick video to make sure you guys understand what's going on. It's a long one, but I just wanted you guys to jump straight to the point where you need help. The starting point is just basic understanding. That was just the y is less than 6, the x is greater than 5. All right, so that's very basic. At about 4 minutes, a little after 4 minutes, is one that has both of them in slope-intercept form, and a little after 9 minutes, so like 9 minutes and 30 seconds or so, is where I get into the video that has one in slope-intercept form and one in standard form. So jump right to the spot that you need and let me know if you have any more questions about what that is. All right, thanks.
Hey guys, I had a few of you asking for a couple more examples. Here's the first one. If I'm looking at this equation here, y is greater than or equal to 3. What I'm going to do is pretend like it's y equals 3. All right, and if you remember from graphing these equations before, since there's no x, y is always 3, meaning no matter what, my y value is always going to be 3. So it doesn't matter what my x value is, my y is always going to be 3. So it's going to give us this horizontal line here. Okay? Now, the other thing I need to pay attention to is it says greater than or equal to. All right, if you remember from our greater than or equal to problems from before when we were putting them on just a number line, we had the open circle and the closed circle. Well, in this case, since it's equal to, it's going to be a solid line. If it's not equal to, it would be a dotted line. Okay, so that's the big difference there between those two. All right, now the other part is we need to decide what side do we shade on. So since we want it to be greater than or equal to 3, I'm going to choose a coordinate point. So I'm going to choose this point right in the middle here, 0, 0. That's the easiest point as long as the line's not on that dot. And I'm going to plug in 0 into this inequality. So y is greater than or equal to 3. I'm going to plug in 0 for y and 0 for x, but there just is no x here. So is y greater than or equal to 3? Well, the answer is no. So that point is not true. So that means everything on the other side of that line is true. So all of this stuff up here. Okay, so we would shade in that side. So on actual IXL, you'd shade that side in. All right, I'm going to change colors here to this red. All right, so now we're going to do is x is less than 6. Okay, so this time we have x is 6, not y. So my x is always going to be 6. So no matter what my y value is, x is always going to be 6. Okay, but notice this time it is not equal to. So what do I need? I need a dotted line on x is 6. I know it's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay, so there's my line. Then I got to decide, okay, I'm going to choose the point 0, 0 again. Okay, since it's not on the line, it's an easy point to use. And we're going to see is x less than 6 if I use 0. So I'm going to plug in 0 for x and y. Is 0 less than 6? Well, yes, that is a true statement. So since that's a true statement, I'm going to shade everything on this side of that dotted line. Okay? Now, the solution space, I'm going to change colors again. And I'm actually going to use a highlighter this time in yellow. The solution is everything that is shaded by both of these. Okay, so that's everything up here is my actual solution. Okay, so that's the solution. The blue part is just solves the one equation. The red part solves the other one. But this yellow part that I highlighted up here is for both of them. All right, here's another example for you. All right, so this one has our two linear inequalities as well, but now it's got your slope and your y-intercept. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my pen here. I'm going to use let's just use red for this first one here. So y is greater than or equal to negative 5x plus 3. So again, I'm going to change it to y equals negative 5x plus 3, because then I know positive 3 is my y-intercept and negative 5 is my slope. And remember, negative 5 I can put over 1. So I'm going to do a slope of negative 5. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I always run to the right one. So there's my slope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right 1. Okay, now again, this is greater than or equal to. So this is going to be a solid line on here. All right, so I'm going to use a straight line tool here. I'm going to draw my line in this way. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. All right, now it's a solid line because it was equal to, and then I got to decide which side is it going to be shaded on. So if I go back to my drawing tool here, I'm going to choose the point 0, 0 again, and I want to know, is that point on this graph? So if I have y is greater than or equal to negative 5x plus 3, if I plug in 0 for y, and I'm going to plug in 0 for x as well, I want to know, is this a true statement? So is 0 greater than or equal to negative 5 times 0 is 0? Is it greater than or equal to 3? Well, the answer is no. Obviously, 0 is less than 3. So I'm going to choose everything on the opposite side of that dot. So I'm going to shade everything to the right of this. Okay, some of you might find some shortcuts on when it's to the right or when it's to the left, but I'm going to leave that up to you guys to decide. So I'm going to do green since this other equation here is green. All right, so I have y is less than 6x minus 3. So here's my minus 3. So minus 3 is my y-intercept. And 6, remember, we can put that over 1. So my slope is 6 over 1. So from there up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoops. Over 1. Okay, so there's my 6 over 1. Now I'm going to put in my line tool again. Draw my line in here. But this time, what do we notice about it? Okay, should not be a solid line this time. It should be a dotted line because it's not equal to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of, oops. Okay, so maybe I can just delete that. We'll just kind of draw in the best we can a dotted line that goes through here. All right, something like that. All right, so now it's, again, it says less than. So I'm going to plug in, again, the point 0, 0 to decide which side it's going to go on. So is 0 less than 6 times 0 minus 3? Well, 0 is 0 less than 3. Well, that's a true statement, so yes, it is. So that's the side of the graph that we're going to shade. So I'm going to shade everything on this left side here. Okay, and again, the solution space is the part where both of them are shaded. So it's going to be up in this, this region right up here. And again, my drawing's not perfect, but it hopefully will give you the idea of what you're looking for. Okay, it's just the part where both of them are shaded. Not just one, not just the other. All right, here's one more example. All All right, so this is if you're having trouble with one in standard form. All right, so if you're doing it in standard form, and I'm just gonna show you real quick what I would do. All right, I would change it into slope-intercept form. So I'm gonna change it x plus 3y is greater than or equal to 9. So I'm gonna take away x from both sides, and I have 3y is greater than or equal to negative x plus 9. And again, I'm just putting the x in front instead of behind. Then I divide by 3, and remember I divide by 3 on everything on this side. So y is greater than or equal to negative 1/3 x plus 3. So I'm going to have my y-intercept at positive 3. And I'm going to have my slope of negative 1/3. So I'm going to go down 1 and write 1, 2, 3. Down 1, write 1, 2, 3. And keep that process going. I'm going to do the same thing backwards, except for when I go backwards, instead of down 1, I go up 1. Instead of right 3, I go left 3. So up 1, left 1, 2, 3. Up 1, left 1, 2, 3. Okay, and on IXL, it'll actually draw the line for you. So that's kind of a nice piece. All right, so it is equal to here. So again, since it's equal to, I'm going to have a solid line here. So I'll draw that. There is my solid line that goes through all those points. And now we just, again, have to decide, okay, I'm going to choose the point 0, 0 again. And is 0, 0 a true statement here if I plug this in? So 0 plus 3 times 0, I'm just plugging in 0 for x and 0 for y. Is that greater than or equal to 9? Well, 0 plus 0 is not greater than 9. So this is not a true statement. So 0, 0 is not part of this solution. So my solution space is the opposite side of this. Okay, so I'm going to shade everything on this side here. All right, now we're going to go to the other one. I'm going to make it red here. All right, so we have, this one is just already in our slope-intercept form, so we're going to start at positive 3, which is right there. And our slope this time is 1/8, so we're going to go up 1 and write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if I want to go backwards, I go down 1 and left 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, I'm going to add in my line tool here. Oops. Grab my corners. I'm going to draw that line through there. Drag this one back this way a little bit further. All right, so there's my line. And again, I'm going to choose that point 0, 0. I want to know, is that a solution to this inequality here? So 0 less than or equal to 1/8 of 0 plus 3. Well, is 0 less than or equal to 3? That is a true statement. Okay, 0 is less than 3. So I'm going to shade everything on this side of this dotted line here. Okay, I want everything on this side as a solution. Now, again, we can see that solution space show up because it's where the two shaded sections intersect. So everything between those two is what we want. Okay, so that would be my solution space on IXL. That's the part that you would shade in. So hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if I can do anything else for you guys. Have a fantastic day.